I just realized I hit the go live button without anything on screen. Bunny. This one. There we go. That. Send it on screen. That's all we need. We're just waiting for Gixel to join. Oh, there you are!
Yeah.
Hello, hello.
Hello, hello, indeed.
Really quick, let me see.
If I screen share it, so I can write on the screen.
I could try to get that set up. Yes.
Yeah.
I would just need to change what window if that's not gonna work, and also it might just help on my end.
Yeah.
So I'll stop streaming. That helps my bandwidth regardless.
Yeah.
And make sure we're on the same page. We're reviewing the Duck Hunt sets, right?
Yes.
And you already watched them all?
I have some rough ideas, mostly. But
okay.
Yeah, I like to go through these.
Let me see how full screen we can get this. That might have to be the best it gets. Then I'll change my window to be Discord. It shares the... Oh, that Discord did not like that. It's like flickering really bad. Oh, it's weird. It's only flickering on my end. It's not flickering on stream.
I see.
That's really strange. It's kind of away now. Actually, in fact... Oh, my audio is way too high. Can you turn that down? I can make this even better. Just transform it, make it fit the screen. On top by 50-ish. Oh, not 500. I like having things recorded because I'm probably going to end up wanting to go back to this multiple times.
Yeah. That's fair. Yeah.
But, and also I need content, but me saying that is a lot less cool, so.
For sure, for sure. Yeah. Is there all set up?
Yes, we should be good. I just need to make it fit the screen, then we're good.
Yeah. So, this is Link... Peach. I think there's a few priorities you should be looking into in the start of this match. I think PS2 is an interesting stage, I think, here, because obviously it's a zoner. They're going to want to stay far away, so giving them that space can be quite dangerous. What do you think, PS2?
I think PS2 is interesting because I also don't think Link's projectiles benefit him as much as people give him credit for.
Yeah, Link
just because
you
can really easily jump and float out of range of like arrow and boomerang, and he's in a lot of lag whenever he commits to those. So I almost feel like PS2 is fine. I also in general don't like striking. I had somebody ask me to strike for the first time when I was at the Corvallis the day after this tournament, and it's been so long since I last struck that I've completely forgot the order, and I was like, oh yeah, I banned 2, right, since I won RPS, and he's like, no, you banned 1. Like, oh my god, this is embarrassing. I'm should be mostly a vet at this point.
Yeah,
but
the main thing that gets me is that these platforms are slightly higher than on small battlefield, so up air stuff is much harder.
Also, the B float turnip stuff doesn't work.
Yeah,
which I've had to learn the hard.
I hate these platforms so much, just the worst. But yeah, I think it's not particularly bad because Link is not a good character. I'm gonna be honest. I think Link is ass.
I think Peach wins this matchup.
I think Peach wins this matchup as well, like pretty notably. I think taking space is good. Pull turnip, and immediately you can start to see like, yeah, here's a good game plan here. Is that Nonfish is gonna want to try and cover space, try to do other things, and the main thing you want is just to be able to take these safe options, these bombs, these projectiles, and make them options that you could kill them for, or at least get a punish on. So immediately taking turnip is a great thing here.
How do you feel like in this matchup in particular, I didn't do it at all during the set, and I didn't even think to ever try doing this, but throwing Link's bomb in the air, because I know that's counterplay for like Diddy matchups. And I'm wondering...
Yeah, it's really good against Rob too. I think actually Link's bomb really isn't that much of a threat. I think the hard thing about it is that you can't really pick it up because you're going to be wanting to hold a turnip a lot of the time.
Yeah.
But generally, the main problem Link runs into trying to use bomb control in this matchup is that when you're holding a bomb, you can either throw it forwards, upwards, downwards, just these very specific angles. And doing so really only lets you cover a few specific areas. Most notably, if you let Link land here, you can see with Link having bomb here, really he just can't cover this space. Is the main thing. You can't F-toss. You have to jump and F-toss a bomb, which is generally minus, or at least not allowing any big follow-ups.
I mean, doesn't Nair cover that space pretty well? Because he's just going to want to do Z-drop Nair stuff, which is like...
Z-drop Nair covers this area. I'm more specifically referring to short hop flip.
The mid-range, like right past the range of Nair.
Yeah. That's why I like drawing screen. Right here, this spot is really hard to cover, because you can't use the ground control from a... you can't use the... Link's airspeed isn't as good as Diddy Kong or Rob's, so you can't use like a quick drift in there to cover that. And there's not a single Link player on Earth who will stand right here and just be like, yeah, I won't swing while Peach is floating right here. They're all gonna try and like throw a bomb or something, try to catch a landing, and that's just easy forward airs, easy Nair. So I think taking advantage of that position here is really good. You go in for a roll, which, yeah, you see, you set a lot of Z-drop Nair stuff. I think generally it's a weird thing because it's a zoner, but you don't want to encroach on Link's vertical pillar here, because I think, yeah, you're mostly worried about just like up smash or like just full hop Nair is such a good option because I don't know if you know, Link has a fast fall multiplier that's higher than most of the cast. So Link actually has like a fast fall, despite not being a fast faller. So he has really good mix-ups there. And so he can kind of be like Fox if he's directly under you. But as I said, his airspeed is his main weakness. So trying to like fight in this little vertical pillar gives Link a lot more wiggle room to cover space, to Nair, to make up for his slow movement, and use his strong buttons instead. Let's see how this works out. Yeah. Good item. Take space is good. You see, you're gonna see it's a lot of Nairs. It's a lot of Nairs, but you can see just jumping from here doesn't actually cover a lot of space, and Link doesn't have great shield pressure afterwards. If you let Link come to you in all these matchups, it just saves a lot of time. I think got some whittling going on here. Grab, back throw. Yeah, get away from the bomb. That's a good instinct. I also like how you didn't overextend here. Link can only really cover when people get in his face. So if you just stay at this mid-range and force him to go swing or projectile or jump back, then you can just easily take space and get hits. Yeah, turnips, obviously great. Allows you to turn a lot of unpunishable stuff into punishable stuff. Good things here. Good.
There's supposed to be dash back and it didn't work.
Yeah.
Now that dash back Nair, the dash back Nair wouldn't have been true regardless. I need to stop going for that. I think just going for the second back air, I think is actually better most of the time. Because I think you actually can catch that with second back air, but maybe not at 30%.
Yeah. Right here, you're doing what I'm talking about. You're like Link's right here, just trying to like fair and try to keep you out. Don't approach. Just wait. This is what Mutes did against Byleth. It's just wait, let him come to you, and then
Link and shield is so short compared to his regular stand height.
For sure. It's a tall guy usually. Yeah. Shield that. Good punish. So I think you're taking a lot of space trying to get in close, but really, as we said, Link's projectiles aren't great. They're slow, and Boomerang has big blind spots, Bomb has big blind spots. the taking the mid range here is just real
I
solid.
think
Gotta treat him like a sortie.
that
you know?
position when he was at ledge, though, I think at the very least, I baited him with an aggressive option, then just retreated immediately
Yeah,
because I don't have anything great, and he can just nair out of the corner, and it
for sure.
at most would probably just like trade hitboxes, and then we both do nothing. But at the very least, I make him scared of me possibly approaching him, and he's more likely to respond defensively to me being in those threat ranges, which is why I like those kind of baits.
Yeah.
It sounds like you disagree, though.
I think I prefer trying to focus on good positioning over everything. I think if you can try and put yourself in a good position, you can.
I mean, I have
take
stage
down a
control
lot
in
of
that
characters.
position, though, right?
Yeah. We can go back to that position, I guess. Talk about it. I believe it's right here.
Yeah, it's the back air. He's
Yeah.
right there at ledge. I bait position, then just hold center stage and get my turn up. So I have nothing to risk.
I think it is good that a lot of people would swing in here. I think there is a few things to note. First off, obviously Bomb is here, and you're playing a very horizontal game plan, which is great for Bomb. This is asking for that. I think, well, you are playing safe. I think generally with corner pressure, you want to be about here because you want to be able to cover this initial dash that everyone really wants. Because the main thing requires this initial dash. Like if we take it a bit slower here, that just immediately takes that dash in, gets that jump, and the position just gradually gets better. And now they've gone more out of the corner. They have room to dash dance. And while the position is marginally better for you because you have a bit more retreating space, I think it still could have been a better position, really.
Yeah. Okay.
Like that's what I evaluate space. And then see you're too far away, and he gets another initial dash, and then the position slowly crumbles here. So
I'm putting myself in the corner.
Yeah, I think the main thing is you're respecting him. But I think a big part of playing this kind of situation is understanding when there is and isn't threat. Because this is a Link. Doesn't have a good dash attack. Doesn't have good burst options. Really, you're very safe in this mid-range and staying in that position. But if you just play a general safe game plan, you can end up hurting yourself more. It's weird to think about, but your safe game plan is impatient. You know, you're playing to, you retreated, you jump back, you're waiting for the big overextension, but Link doesn't even have that tool. So where you were was fine, but you took the retreat. Yeah,
Now I get
to that position.
Jumping there.
Yeah. Luckily, Link's juggling was not great for this aforementioned horizontal weakness. Yeah. Full turn up. I think there you could have just taken stage control instead. Don't respect Link's first range.
I was worried to get out run off Nair. But I guess pinpoint Bomb also makes sense, because if I try to take center stage there, I let him land with Nair, which forces the shield out of me, versus if I just let him land, it doesn't really affect anything.
Let's see if I can. You gotta save your spicy combos for later. But yeah, because I'm talking mostly about, like, here you pull a turnip. The air doing this. Even the Nair is still, because I think the main thing is you shouldn't be respecting a full drift option generally, because
He doesn't want to commit just as much as I want to.
Exactly. It's understanding that they're just as scared of that commitment as you are, and even if they are willing to commit, even if this is a Falcon player that just goes, oh boy, overextension, I'm gonna hit you, they're still overcommitting. And if you can force them to overcommit, you're forcing them to pick a bad option that can get you big punishes. So you kind of want them to be like, oh, okay, I am going to Nair in there, and then you get a shield down throw back air, you get a turnip punish, something like that. Yeah.
Shouldn't have rolled there. Should have just floated.
Yeah, I think float's good. I think honestly just swinging is good because you catch the item, you cover a lot there. Like you cover the run in, and in that position, I mean, God, it's in. Let me get it. It goes so far back when you're slowing down. Where's my 0.5 second button? But it's like, get back to that position. He's already cornered. This is already a good position for you, and he has to start thinking about how to get out of this position. So if you just nair here, you have to probably trade with the bomb, grab the bomb, or even catch the overextension, and just like take the spade. Because as scared as you are as engaging, they're equally scared, and especially because you're Peach. Understanding your own fear factors just as important. Yeah, good edge guard there. I like the short hop to bait. The counter, sadly, Peach sucks. The counter.
I'm surprised I didn't get the turnaround there. I was shocked.
Yeah.
At how that somehow hit past me.
Yeah, I think you have to get the. I think you have to go for the B reverse setup. But yeah. Good forward air. I love catching those little overextensions. People love to get greedy right here, and if you don't tell them you can't do that, you can't push other types of advantage later. If you have MKLeo ledge trapping and cover all of these options, it doesn't really matter if the opponent can just jump over you, you know?
Yeah, I guess a lot of people don't realize Peach has as much aerial drift as she does because they're just used to float being a lot slower than a normal aerial drift. So it feels weird that Peach can cover that, because also Peach has a relatively low threat range with Nair, and like Fair's slightly larger, but still like Peach usually can't cover that threat range, but Fair is good at covering exactly that.
Yeah, that was a good use of full drift, really, because you're you're going to try and be in this little safe zone, and I don't want you to be there. I'm going to go in, I'm going to commit to doing that, and for the rest of the set, Nutfish is just going to be thinking, oh, I can't do that ever again. I mean, if they're a bad player, they'll do it again, and you punish them, and that's great. But if best case scenario, they're thinking, oh, I got my full hop called out, or I got my ledge jump, you got this hard call out. So they're scared of that, and now you can start going for the greediest turnip setups in the world. You can start plucking turnips, throwing them up, covering 2 frames, just getting as greedy as possible, because they're terrified now. They're like, okay, I can't do that. And then once they respect
How do you feel about that, the JCFF onto platform when somebody's coming off the platform?
I think...
Because that's something that I've got 2 main things that I'll do off of. If I'm feeling good about my movement, I'll do that exact JCF onto platform. Just because it's faster than Waveland onto platform, I still have access to all my options. This one. If I go up...
Yeah, the JCF is great. I think the question is, as it's really a matter of like who you're fighting, what's going on. I think against Link, this is a good idea, because as I said, the main thing Link has is this horizontal control with bombs, with down tilt, with boomerang. Taking to the platform here, his real only option is to hit you with a either falling aerial like forward air that will do nothing, or this up air that you see that gets them absolutely nowhere. And may I say, I don't compliment you often, this was really smart. I really like, I don't know, like black, but I really like this jump away from shield.
Well, that's interesting, because you say you like that. I was just thinking that I should have done reverse turnip throw out of, I guess he still has his invincibility.
Yeah, he's still invincible.
I guess it's slowed down, so I don't notice how much invincibility he has.
Yeah, I like to break things down really slowly. Yeah, he's still invincible, and generally, you are going to get into a kind of a mash fight, and this position, even though you're going into the corner, they're still on the platform, and you have a turnip in hand at 0. That leads to a lot of powerful setups. Peach has way better platform pressure than Link. So generally, I'd say, especially because they're also in like an up tilt, this is a great position to like take advantage from overall, without needing to worry about playing the mash mix-up or the mash minigame. There, great 8-bait. Yeah.
Was expecting the turn up to hit. I hate people catching areas.
Yeah. I think this is kind of a problem we all have. I do this too much as well. Go low here, I think. Trying to take this like horizontal position or going up here just isn't very solid because
I like when people are closer to the ledge going for the horizontal recovery, but maybe against Link it's not great because Link has access to something called forward tilt, which can cover that really well. I guess down tilt too. But I think a lot of people will try to like run off because I think what I do here is I double jump and then I just float and kind of drift and see if I can threaten him to try to get greedy, which oh yep, call out I didn't have a float, so I just upbeat earlier because he's going for the nair out there.
Yeah, I think it's still important to recognize the power of the other position because generally with recovering there's 3 real like big threat zones. There's this mid-range, which you see here, going high, which is fine, but it's very easy to cover. Like, it's very easy just to be like Joker and go back air, back air, back air, back air. And just generally make that place hard to go to. And there's the scariest zone down here. And while this has the biggest risk of like a runoff aerial, you are Peach. And you have the air Gixel to be able to just drift back and forth. The amount of times Mutace goes down here, the opponent tries to do a fall-off aerial, and he just drifts back slightly. And now you're winning the position because you just double jump upbeat back to stage. Is really solid. Because, as I said, it's understanding not just the threat you're under, but the threat they're under. And the reversal threat, or even just losing advantage of trying to cover Peach floating at a low position where they can upbeat is really hard. And generally, most players will just let Peach go to ledge, which is generally preferable. And then you can even get to the point where you're not using float, so you can use it for a ledge trap. So it's a really solid position because even here, if you were out here, what's Link gonna do? Run down, drop off nair? It's just like Yoshi. What's Yoshi gonna do? Yeah. It's very risky position because those characters have a worse recovery than Peach. Good up B, good ledge. Why ledge roll here?
I am a ledge roll masher.
I see.
And that's definitely something I'm working on now. I was talking to another Peach player. They were saying that like Peach jump off ledge and Peach normal get up are her 2 best. But I think the reason why I got into the habit of doing ledge roll is because if you look at Nautafish's spacing, he's spaced for a regular length roll onto stage, and Peach's is like weirdly long.
Oh yeah, that totally gets people. But yeah, I think there's one thing that's really important noting here is that this is really your first time in a ledge trap position. I think your best option here is to wait, because at this point you have 0 information about how Nautafish ledge traps, or at least how they're going to ledge trap this match. And if you just pick an option, you're kind of asking to get like covered in these situations. You're going to get hit by like a bunch of, they do a bunch of nair spam and you immediately jump, you're just going to get hit. You don't know what they intend to cover. But once you can start understanding what they're doing in ledge trap, in this case, Nautafish is doing
forward tilt.
Doing forward tilt. Oh, they want to do the forward tilt spam strat. So generally, you can like jump from here, or maybe get a get up attack if you're feeling lucky, you know, or you can time a neutral get up and get out of the situation. Once you understand that, you can very safely pick an option instead of forcing the ledge trap to turn into a guessing game that's not in your favor at the start of the match. Now, I think we said this misses. No, it hits. But yeah.
Link forward tilt.
Yeah. I think generally at the start of a match, you want to wait on ledge, because also the option that covers wait at ledge is literally ledge trump. And I don't know a single person who has the balls to ledge trump at the first ledge trap interaction in the game. Like, that's really good. That air dot, I'm assuming it's probably misinput, but yeah, just take ledge here, I think.
I think it wasn't misinput. I think I actually intended for that just because I wanted to have my little bit of stage control back. But I also have a really bad habit of doing air dodges or anything like really bad on ledge. I'm really bad at getting off of ledge in general. That's definitely something that I'm awful about.
Yeah, I'll be covering that more when it comes up for sure. Yeah.
It'll come up.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I think generally just take ledge there is a very safe option. Link uppy, it happens.
It does happen.
It happens to the best of us, as the kids say. And they mess up the bomb setup too, which is very funny. That setup's not even good because it's too slow, so you just know it's gonna happen. Yeah. I love the dash dance of that. I'm assuming you didn't expect the turnip grab. Happens.
No.
Is that an SD?
Yep. SD.
Tragic. Yeah. I like the air dodge on paper, just SD's happen. But yeah.
Oh, I've started a new habit that I think is wonderful, and it's that I will never immediately get off of ledge. And the main reason is just that way I can like keep myself composed, because like I know you watched the Mutace interview, I watched it too. And one of the big takeaways that he was talking about is like peach discipline, and about how you need to be really good about sticking with game plans and whatnot. And I like waiting between stocks for a really long time, just so that way I can take a moment to get myself composed, make sure my hands are ready before I get off of that ledge, and I don't feel like I really lose anything. And if anything,
you lose some ledge you lose some invincibility, actually.
Do you lose some invincibility for doing it?
Yeah, because people would sit on the platform every single time in Smash 4, so you lose invincibility if you stay on the platform now. Yeah. Really annoying, for sure. But yeah, I think mentally that's a very good idea. Yeah. Like the down air here, just very Fox-like. Just pressure with the multi-hit it to catch parries. I think you have a very Fox-like gameplay, and generally, just a lot of like vertical pressure with JCFF and forward air here. Yeah. I do like this corner pressure here. I think that's something you're very good at. Is very good. You have very good like pressure sequences. You know when you can cover the most options in a lot of positions. And here's when you bait them in the air, hold on to the bomb, just know that they can't do it forever. Minor miscalculations, but still.
In general, I think I throw turnip more often than I should, or items in general, and I feel like I should get into the habit of just holding onto them until I can. But I don't know. It's just a really nasty habit of Wi-Fi, because on Wi-Fi you can't predict with people in the same way that I can offline. So I'm in the habit of just throwing the turnip, and because you at least cover an option, and at worst they just end up doing a defensive option to avoid it, and it just kind of resets the situation. Versus offline, I can actually react to things a lot closer now, and I don't have to throw a turnip as much. But it's just that transition from online to offline has been really hard.
Yeah. For sure, that was something that struck out to me when I was watching Mutace's game plan, is that a lot of positions where you could throw a turnip, Mutace would just use the threat of the turnip to take a good position, because Leo would hit the forward air, and then Mutace would shield it, and then, I was thinking, okay, they could throw a turnip here, I need to shield, I need to get out of there, I need to do something defensive, and doing that, Mutace can immediately start taking space, just start moving around freely while Leo's scared of the immediate punish, and just take all the stage and start really controlling the game at Mutace's pace, just from the threat of having the turnip, compared to if Mutace had thrown it, where it just becomes a mix-up game. I like the Ilding, because generally Link's shield punishes are just kind of bad. No, solid grab combos. Generally, you're just safer off using defensive shields and defensive jumps, anything like that. So I think that's a good habit to have. Yeah, shield here, avoids the down tilt. Worst case scenario, they grab you again, and it's still not a bad position.
This is a bad dare. Works out for me though, because I get away with it because it's Peach.
Yeah, generally I think you're mostly scared of the forward air here. Just that's probably Link's biggest threat option for a Peach player, and that dare kind of gets eaten by that forward air. So I think generally trying to play more like close-up footsies and playing that mid-range and abusing Link's weaknesses instead of playing into his strengths.
Mm-hmm.
That's a great spot dodge punish. Forward air to catch any drift in, field cover arrow, like the down air there to catch the jump. That's different from the previous down air because there was no position to space the forward air. They tried the forward air, it didn't work.
Mm-hmm.
We can talk about ledge trapping. So I talk about this. There's generally 3 ways you can ledge trap. You can either try to play kind of like Rob or Lucario or these characters with like ledge trap setups and start pulling turnips and start covering ledge options. Like I like to throw turnips up because that covers jump, it covers it can generally cover neutral getup. Worst case scenario, they have to shield, and then you can get like a side B or some sort of pressure. It also covers a lot. It just covers these 2 main options, and then Peach can very easily cover roll and cover, and it also covers get up attack. Obviously, that's a good one.
When I was playing Wolf earlier, I noticed my usual ledge trap sequence was like down tilt at the spacing where the hitbox actually hits below ledge. So it means if they sit there for too long, you cover that. And then I would do like short hop, full drift back, laser towards ledge. Since going for that down tilt, sometimes they'll want to panic get up attack. And you covers neutral get up, and it would cover roll. And I'm wondering what Peach's version of that ledge trap would look like.
Yeah, I was going to say this. There's the second one, which is I compare it to Palutena, because every Palu player, when they're ledge trapping, sits down right here, and they down tilt, and down tilt, and when you get up attack, they shield on a shield. Generally, that is based less so on covering options and more so on covering timing, because, well, it's very inconsistent. They are obviously on a timer about how much ledge invincibility they have. So instead, understanding, okay, and force them to pick an option. It's very solid. Obviously, you can down tilt ult with Peach. That leads to good combos and everything. You can also just use down air, which was done a lot back in like 2019 to cover the options. You get some good combos off it, and it's just nice because you get that same pressure, and then if they try to interrupt it at any point, just land and shield. Problem solved.
Okay.
Yeah, so, that's kind of that version. Is you're focusing less on what option they're doing and more so saying, okay, I don't care what option they're doing it at this moment. Generally, people will wait just when their ledge invincibility is about to run out, and then even if they do an unreactable option like a jump, just knowing they're going to do that, you can immediately like throw out an up air or shield or just something. And then generally that complements the last one, which is just pure reaction. Obviously, it's the hardest one, but I think there's a lot of very easy.
Pure reaction's also the worst for Peach, isn't it? Because Peach doesn't have the speed to be able to cover, like, be within threat range of multiple different options. Because if I play far enough to cover a roll, I can't cover like neutral attack, neutral get up, or jump. Or if I play closer, then I can't cover roll as well. Like maybe there's a way I can cover it with float. But I feel like that's hard.
So here's the main thing: is roll is actually a lot less vulnerable than you think. It generally ends about here-ish, around this range. Is when they lose vulnerability on it, and generally when people roll, you can just grab. That's what I do. People will roll, and I just dash grab them, and then you get a down throw back air, and they go back in the corner. The main thing is just finding a good position to cover everything else, because you can mash a lot of buttons and cover a lot of space, and then react. But the problem is that's very much asking to get jump nair, it's asking to get can get hit by these reversal options. So often I find one of the best options is either to obviously space around here and just kind of wait. If they neutral get up or if they jump, even if you can't directly punish those, they're still such bad positions to be in against Peach that people will try to avoid them anyways. Because if you're jumping from ledge, obviously it's just naturally very committal. They have to either slowly drift in, or they have to drift back off stage, or they have to immediately land where they are, and then generally it just leaves them very vulnerable positioning wise. And vice versa, Peach also has very good threat range against neutral getup, because generally you're going to neutral getup shield. And Peach has back air, which is just really good for covering this little air, covering people trying to take space or even just poking shield. But also Peach has side B, which is really solid at just covering this range and trying to make them jump even more. It just allows you to get a forward air.
Side B ledge trapping is the Wi-Fi classic.
Exactly.
That shit just works on people.
It just works. Everyone neutral get up shield because no one hits the 1 frame timing, and then you just side B them and you just win. It's great. So yeah, I think you talked about you get reversaled a lot. I think understanding when to just like calm down and just wait is the main thing. It's less is more, you know? I think.
Yeah. Okay.
You can also shield at ledge right here, and you can very easily cover a lot of these close options, although obviously yes, this does make roll easier, which then you just need to use good movement and understanding like when they're going to pick their option to cover it. So that's a lot of understanding of like when are they going to pick their option, what are they going to do, and understanding that you don't even need to have a true punish on a ledge trap option for it to be equally as deadly for them. You know? So let's see. So yeah, they've rolled here, which you cover. I mean, this time slightly it happens, but yeah, I really liked just getting the down throw right around here on people trying to roll shield, because you immediately get them back off stage, but they're just at a higher percent. And people always try to do it. I get it. I get it again. It just piles up, and eventually they'll start picking those easier to punish options. Another ledge trap position. I think the problem is over here, which you don't need to. I said you have down throw, which is a really nice option because you don't need to hit them this way. You don't need to hit them first stage because down throw back air naturally sends them the other direction. So you can space right here, and you can instantly cover or neutral get up, cover or jump. Makes it understanding. Just put yourself slightly closer in those positions, and then you're in a better position to punish than just taking the corner pressure here.
Or is it just giving them all that stage control back and doing nothing?
Yeah, exactly. See, now they're back in neutral, even though they picked neutral get up shield, which is a fairly easy option to cover because you were spaced.
I thought at that point I had him conditioned to shield, so I tried to get the tomahawk grab.
Yeah, it happens. Also, another thing I really like about this position for Peach is, I don't know if you know, but you can soft throw a turnip and it'll hit people holding ledge here.
Right there where I'm at right now, we'll cover that.
Yeah, it's a specific spacing, you have to go into training mode to check it out, but if you tilt toss turnip, you can lob it. You might have to jump very slightly, but it will very slightly go right past ledge, and it'll cover people who hold ledge. And so that also covers the main way you beat this reactive ledge trapping style. People try to play reactive, so you just sit on ledge forever, and then they have to go up in reversal, and then oh look at that, now you can roll away, now you can get up attack, now you can force a mix up on them. And that's a really solid thing about this vision. Yeah, you see right there is that even though jump was unreactable, it was just a really poor position because they had to immediately go for that nair and left them open to big punishes. Ring
Link
is
moment.
what happens. Link moments. Boomerang, sometimes it just happens. I think that going high there allows them to cover you a lot more and call you out, compared to if you just go low and force the mixes there. I think a good job getting out the corner there. Yeah, I like that float. Just, I mean, obviously you're a bit too far away to really worry about it. I mean, covering zoning, but even just being in that position more against Link is just hard. They just have to go in, and you want them to try and do full hop forward air, because then you can just drift back. Once you drift back, and that's an easy punish for you. You want them to be trying to swing into you, you know? So if picking an option and it's being by them overextending, that's just a mutual benefit for you. Like forward
I called
air.
that out. No.
Tragic. Very slightly off.
I was working on my Peach training guide, and the way I've been doing it is I'm only including tech that I find to be like actually important to practice for Peach, which means I initially left off ground float fair, because I'm like, the only time you really use this is for like tech chase situations. And then I realized how often I use it, especially like even coming off ledge. It's not an awful ledge trap option, because most people are so scared of it that they won't just initially like immediately get up attack, and it covers neutral get up and jump.
Yeah, if you time it perfectly, you can actually have the forward air hit under ledge as well, which is hilarious. It's like frame perfect timing, but you can get it, and if you can get it consistent, it's super dumb. I've hit people within bracket, and every time they're like, what? It's hilarious. Yeah, I think another thing is that, as I said, Peach is terrifying. Peach is super scary. If a Peach player runs at you, the first thing pretty much everyone does is they realize, okay, I can't shield. That's just not gonna happen, because they're gonna nair, they're gonna back air, I'm gonna get covered. Jumping is fine, but usually just leads them into a worse position, so it's But because Peach's burst range is worse, people will just run back, and generally that makes them feel a lot safer. So if you're in that kind of position where you could run at them, and you know that they're gonna have to initial dash backwards, and they can't like pick an F tilt or an F smash before you can get to them, yeah, just drift in forward air. Like, Mutex does it a bunch against players who are just terrified of getting close to Peach. They'll run back, and the Mutex just comes at them slowly and just smacks in the face. Gets kills off that. So, yeah, just understanding that they're trying to play around your weaknesses, so you can abuse that to condition specific behavior. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Typical neutral. So you're playing that mid range a lot better. You can see, like, I mean, that was a bit scary, but I think generally, you're starting to get into the flow of the matchup.
That was just dumb.
Greedy count.
Actually, I think that was a misinput.
Okay. Did you try to? Did you catch that?
No.
No.
That was just me trying. That was me not knowing how that drift would go, so I just tried to jump over and avoid it entirely, and I just failed.
Just air dodge there. They have to you think it's scary, but it's really a lot less scary than you think, because most people don't commit after like an item throw like that.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, generally, you can go for risky options like that if it's an option that is covered by like something that would only work if it's like a habit, you know, like an overextension or a like hard read coverage option.
Mm-hmm.
That's generally what you want to look for, especially in the game 1. Game 2 then. But game 1, I think, especially just kind of look for stuff like that. Condition them to try and go for those big extensions. Lead traps. I think something I love doing is Z-drop covers a lot of options because it is active throughout the entirety of it, and it can catch a lot of things. In worst case scenario, they go back off stage, taking like 13% more. In best case scenario, they get hit on stage, and you can go for a snazzy combo. And even though it's like most people won't walk into when they see a Z drop here, they're not going to neutral get up, they're not going to jump. But then that's even better for you because they're going to see that and go, oh, I know this. This is like DDD. I'm going to roll. And then you're standing there because, of course, you are. And then you get your big punish, or they wait on ledge and you can cover that, or you can. I think there's a lot of ways you can use turnips. Like sometimes I like to throw the turnip up right past ledge, so that way it'll immediately hit them if they hold ledge for too long. And then they're conscious of that timer, and it makes people panic.
Yeah.
And what I also do is I just run up and buffer Z drop, and then you can drift back and forward air, and it covers pretty much every option and combos into the forward air.
That's gross.
Yeah. I think that smash toss just isn't very good in ledge traps. Like,
because you want the extra time
back here
at the very least.
I think. It goes too quickly, and I think it's just generally you're kind of wasting it because you're not covering a lot of time here. You're only covering, like, if they pick an option right then, or if they pick a reversal option, you could go for a tilt toss setup, or you could just hold turnip, and this just allows you to easily, like, reaction, like pressure lot. If they jump here, which I believe they do, I don't remember, but they're gonna land, and then you can just turnip toss here. But because you don't have it anymore, you have to immediately start committing to more things. So even just holding the turnip here, if you're not comfortable with turnip ledge trap setups, allows you to not have to go for that back air, or even just like throw the turnip up here and cover that, and jumping around in the air. Well, that can be scary with looking air, but it allows you to easily cover the option they pick afterwards, even if you're not going to go for a turnip setup.
Okay.
Yeah. Good to effect back air. I'm assuming the down air was supposed to be an air.
It was supposed to be. There's a certain timing you can do for falling, floating down tilt or down air, where you'll be able to still get every single one of the hits. But I just like accidentally let go of it and misinputted on it, and so I fell off too early.
Yeah.
That was just me wanting him dead forward air.
Sure. Yeah. I think.
Calculated forward air.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I think up smash there was a good option. Really, it can be scary to go for up smash, but I go for a bunch of up smashes. It works way more than you think because up smash is extremely active.
I like it against people who try to whiff punish on shield a lot because there's the duck down frames before it becomes active. And like against characters like Palutena who will just try to nair you out of shield a million times, you can just up smash them for it. Because for whatever reason, ducks under nair and it will still hit it.
Yep. Yeah, I remember labbing that out. Yeah. Yeah, there you go. See, it's a very solid option. It's also nice because it's a vertical option, unlike a lot of other teach kill options, which is horizontal. It's a weird thing I do, but when I know someone's going to neutral get up, I just go over here and up smash because it's very active, so it covers most timings, and it sends straight up, so I don't need to worry about, oh, will this send the exact opposite direction and fail that way? Or that. It's just a very easy, like, reliable way to cover neutral get up, I find. That's a good roll. Just like, if generally you want to roll when you know that the opponent can only really cover this, like, space right below you, and they're not putting any threat to you just running away. Okay. Nice. Greedy forward air. Let's go for the dash attack. But...
It's done.
Indeed. Yeah, bomb is kind of bad. Shows out that. I like the roll mix up there. Even I was like, oh, roll away, and I would have got caught.
I think not enough people are good at catching roll towards. Because not a lot of people are patient enough to do the dash and then stop to cover it. Even though you can do the exact same thing. Some people just hard commit to run, which is never like the best thing you can do.
For sure. Yeah. See some more corner pressure. I like your use of run-up shields in space in a lot of situations. I think it's very important because it acknowledges that even though like a nair is safe, it's only safe if it's landed perfectly, which most of the time when people are standing around just isn't. It's not going to be perfect. So you can just get a lot of punishes. Get fancy little whiff punish there. I mean, talk about not people not being good at covering roll.
Yeah.
It happens. Back to
not enough time.
Yeah, like specifically against like sex kick nairs, that always happens. Yeah. Another like greedy overextension. I think it's important to acknowledge too is that even though you're kind of getting away, you're not getting like the obvious forward air to knock you back off stage in these positions when you're coming back. You still generally take damage anyways. Because like they don't get a forward air here, but then you're still in this position with less frame advantage. And they have all this frame advantage, they have all this pressure opportunities, they have a lot of great things here. So, even though you're not directly getting punished, it's still important to acknowledge you are getting indirectly punished for this, and to adapt accordingly. It's like, it could feel like an option like that is working, but it's still not leading in great positions. Yeah, good float there. Pretty much everyone who hits a boomerang is going to try and immediately cover. Like immediate fast fall or aerial or something. So a float just gets you out of a lot of those pressure sequences. Mm-hmm. Play that mid-range. Look at that. That's great. What does Link do there? Genuinely. This is what to do. Like, not a lot. There's no good burst options. No good anything. And you can just kind of see is like, look what he just covers a nair hoping you drift in.
Should just down tilted there. Down tilt had better frame advantage.
Yeah, for sure. All right. Good forward air. Doesn't work out, but no. I mean, kind of works out. Oh, the combos. I think, they're going for the bomb setup. I like to just drop a Z drop here. That way, they know they can't go low, and then you can immediately focus on pressuring the bomb recovery. Yeah. Dash attack slightly too far away. I think taking the high position here makes sense because you're already so high. Just like take advantage that
get your stage advantage back at the very least. Give yourself the most options.
Yeah. I don't know if I entirely agree with the double jump here because now you really only have like drop down nair and just deciding when. If you have the jump, then they have to not only cover this space, but also pretty much everything from like to here as well.
I think it's fine against Link specifically, because Link has to commit to whatever option he goes for here.
Yeah.
It's a commit to go to forward air, it's a commit to go to up air, it's a commit to go to nair. Mm-hmm. He doesn't have a great option to try to challenge that could cover multiple things. Yeah,
I think it's fine here, but I think generally it's just something. I think this position isn't much better anyways, so it's not a risk worth taking, even if it's a risk that they can't really punish.
Okay.
You know? Yeah, so you have to drop down immediately, get at a good grab. I grab so much. I just grab for everything. Oh no, Peter shield grab.
No, that was. I forget what exactly happened, but something that was not supposed to happen there. I think I just like somehow missed down when I was going for a float, and I accidentally got jump toad instead of float off stage toad. Because I think that's how I was trying to close out this game.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Take that position back. That's another great option at ledge you can do is just float right here. The big scary option of just jump in there, but then you gotta play specifically around that and know when to drift back. Oh, that way you can get, like, I guarantee if you're playing against Draymond, you float right here, Draymond's gonna try and nair, you drift back, you get full hop F toss and you win the game instantly. The amount of times I've gotten Draymond on that is beautiful. Yeah. Good movements, platform.
Platform caught me. I thought I was past the platform.
Low profile, baby! Love to see it. Nice punish. I like the float into the F smash. Yeah. Same. Yeah. Going into game 2, things are obviously going to change up because generally every player has that same thing where even if they're slowly adapting during game 2, that's when they start kind of like, oh, okay, this is what player you are. This is what's not working. And you're going to see, even from, like, unless it's literally Elite Smash, you're going to see people immediately start picking different options and playing differently. What stage go here? Small battlefield. Yeah, I like small battlefield here, I think. It's the nice things about PS2, but with less space for them to move around and more control.
I actually usually ban small battlefield.
Why?
I just personally don't like it. Battlefield's a comfort stage for me. I really like Battlefield as a stage for whatever reason. Sometimes I'm getting into the habit more of banning Kalos more, just because I feel like Kalos is a lot of space and it's really annoying. But I also feel like, now I'm thinking about it, I might start going there more just because it's really easy to get off platform if you have a platform. Really easy to get off ledge.
For sure.
Because you can just hunt to the platform and nobody's ever ready for that because they're not used to Peach being able to do that.
For sure. Yeah, I like it because Peach can Peach can force a much more like horizontal focused game plan. I like FD and Kalos because it just forces people to respect Peach's horizontal game plan. And Small Battlefield is like the next closest to those stages, really. I think
that's good to know because I actually assume that. Yeah, I guess it is smaller, isn't it?
Yeah.
I always feel like it's bigger than the way it is. That's probably why I love it. I like having my restricted stages and also my stages that allow me to be a little rat, as I described to Asher. It was like, Peach is a little rat. Sometimes I just gotta be a little rat to get away from your options.
Yeah. Both in the literal sense and in the Smash Bros. Sense. Just play Pikachu. Don't get hit. Yeah. For sure. It's like, yeah, PS2 is the biggest stage legal by far, and then it's Town and City, every other stage, and then Smashville. That's the stage size.
Okay.
It's everything else is FD size, including Kalos, weirdly enough. It's just the platforms feel like add more space generally, even though it's not actually bigger.
Because Smashville is bigger than Hollow Bastion?
I don't know. Hollow Bastion, I believe, is FD sized, I think. Hollow Bastion's bigger. Smashville's smaller. That's kind of why it's the more popular of the two.
Yeah. There's some characters like Falcon. Falcon, I love having space, and I like being able to...
Yeah. Totally. I think Smashville is an auto ban versus Falcon. I think, like, other rushdown characters that you just want to have space against. Totally. Yeah. I think it definitely comes down to matchups in a lot of situations. Yeah. I think I want to point out is that Nodfish has immediately switched from trying to zone, which they realized isn't working with you taking as much of a defensive position, to saying, okay, that's not going to work. I'm just going to run at you. I'll just run at you a lot. I'm going to nair. I'm going to try and swing and swing and swing. So it's more acknowledge this switch has happened, and now you can start covering those options. So that's why I like...
Bad rule.
Yeah. it's why I like trying to condition people to go in for these big overextensions, because game 2, they're going to start going for those, and then you start getting big punishes. It's like, put the bomb up, and then immediately, much more Nair happy. Items still suck. Good in air. But yeah, now the...
I guess grab was just better, but I wanted Nair at lower percent.
Yeah.
Nair
Yeah,
gets
I like the Nair, yeah, I think. It's a case of guessing wrong there, but I think the idea behind it's solid. Yeah.
I'm getting
seems
whiff
like
punished.
Yep. I think.
By
at this
Link
point
of
now-
all characters.
For sure, by
Like the
Link!
worst. Of
Oh
all the
my
characters
God.
get whiff punished by.
Indeed. Yeah. So I think, honestly, with how Nautilus is playing right now, I think one of the best options we're enough is to stand still. Because generally it's like, you can start trying to make options and start trying to cover space and do all these fancy movement options. But if you know they're going to engage, just wait till they get into a position where they're going to engage and then start picking your options. It's like playing rock paper scissors, but you just wait for them to put their hand out first. You know?
Yeah.
It's not even necessarily reactionary. It's just saying that they're gonna run at me. I'm just gonna wait until I see they're running at me, and then start worrying. It's like I think you generally play very proactive, which can hurt you in positions like this where you just kind of want to sit back and relax. It's like in the air, or the catch extension is good. Yeah. Arrow. Oh no, they got an arrow for you pulling turnip. How horrible.
Yep.
Boomerang. Yeah, I like the move in there on the boomerang, because at this point I think you've realized they're going to boomerang, then they're going to pull the bomb. That's what they're going to do every time. So just go up there and swing at them. Don't let them do it. I don't see it.
Okay, I'm pissed about that. I went for the turnip loop and he fucking Z catches his fucking bomb instead of my turnip. Weak ass bomb looking ass.
Bomb looking ass. How dare they? Yeah. There you go. Gets the out of shield punish. Talked about earlier. Yeah. It's a lot of nairs, and I like how you're recognizing that they're going to keep nairing. So just sit back. Let them nair, and then make those options, and then when they're ready to stop acting like a child and play the game with you, then you're engaged. What you do. I think.
Tried to catch him slipping. Because I knew he wanted ledge
Yeah.
there, so just throw out an F smash, because it
Sure.
has a chance of catching them trying to get ledge.
Yeah.
Did
I
that
think that's...
transition to tennis racket? Because I think golf club would have
It
hit.
was... Yeah, the main thing is that they were taking a much safer flow down approach because of that forward air. Remember that forward air from game 1,
Yeah.
the first stock? They're still thinking about that, so they're now respecting you at ledge, so you can now start schmoving at ledge. They're scared of that. You don't need to worry about preemptively covering it because they're scared of that. Yeah. Good corner pressure as usual.
Baited. Get hit for it.
Tragic. Get hit for it.
Because I do the float landing bear like that a million times. So I'm like, I'm just going to land and shield because he's going to try to whiff punish me. That's what he's been doing this entire game, is whiff punishing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Another time you tried 2-frame with F smash. Honestly, I think you could just down air there and get the same idea, or just focus on the ledge trap. Because you could use that time you're going for the F smash, just pull a turnip and go for, and like use that to cover options. Cover the up smash. Every Link does this up smash. Every Link. Yeah, see, now you pull the turnip. I hate that up smash. Yeah. Very slow.
I think I tried to get counter there and I couldn't in time.
Yeah, it's slow. Tragic.
Versus I think if I just click shield, it would have been fine. It wouldn't have gotten hit.
Yeah, for sure.
Bad. I thought I had float, or whatever reason I misinputted float there. I was supposed to be falling through.
Nice.
Because I got, I think, double jump there.
Mm-hmm. Now that
Got his
was
ass. He's gonna be
That's
thinking
a
about
Burger
that
King ass option, and I will not elaborate.
No, he's
barely
ready
does
for my
it.
fares now.
Yep. Now so just wait and then catch the landing. Down throw. Yeah, I like the short hop to bait the option. It's really solid just to take that shot there. Do you now here's the pop quiz here. Do you throw the bomb or do you hold on to it?
I think
There's
I
two
remember
types-
I held onto it for just long enough, and I'm like, he has a sword. He can swing through me for it. Yeah, so I just throw it here, right?
Yeah. Good enough. Dash attack there. Dash attack there. Just shield breaks. Oh, barely needs to confirm, but that was a great float. That was a great float right there. This float, so good, so good. What's Link gonna do? Nothing. They have to run it in there. Oh, great! Immediately force. I had a jab here that keeps you in good position. Honestly, just keeps you out of their range and forces them to like. Their best option here is jump back and boomerang, which just gets you stage control for free, and they're all the way in the corner. Great float right there. Yeah. I think you didn't really need a dash dance. I think you could have just stood your ground.
Another time where I get fucked. They catch my turnip when I'm trying to catch a whiff punish. I usually go for grab there because it forces a shield, but then these people just nair, and I get hit for it because it just catches shit.
Yeah. What I like to do if I'm not confident about someone mashing, I just fuck off. I just leave because if they're mashing buttons, they really won't have the time to cover Peach's movement, and I just fuck off and take stage control, and they're like, oh, and then that's enough to usually get them to stop mashing, just being in the corner. Oh,
I thought he was gonna land on the opposite side of me.
Yep. Another one doesn't work. But yeah, it's like
he went farther than I thought he did.
Yeah, but it's like you see, there's like they jumped, but it really wasn't that big of a deal because they were in such a bad position. Like you're just holding this great position here. It's like look at this. Border not bad. I think you can catch that. I think that's something is that you don't like cover or the option, like you'll see like they did a get up attack earlier and you just kind of disengaged from it. Like if you can find a way, you have training mod, right?
Yeah,
just you can set the CPU to do ledge options. I'd suggest just labbing those out for like 30 minutes, an hour maybe. Just like get used to saying, oh, get up attack, punish, jump, punish, you know.
Yeah, I need to get a like neutral ledge trap position that I'm used to and I'm comfortable covering multiple options with.
Yeah.
For sure. There was like a period of time where I like practiced it for 5 minutes every once in a while, and I've stopped that for months, so I need to get back on that.
Yeah, so I think if you found one lead trap, lead trapping's kind of like Tekken. Let me explain.
Never played, so you can go as crazy as you want with this.
So Tekken has like 1,000 buttons in it. Like every character literally has like 100 moves in their moveset, but most of them are terrible and bad, and you shouldn't use them. So the best way to learn Tekken is to find the best button or your favorite button, click that one over and over again, and then when people learn to beat that button, just find a new button that beats it. Go like, oh, okay, I'm gonna down forward 2, and when they block my down forward 2, I can go into this other option. And then when they cover that, you pick a new option. And eventually, you're building like a 20 move flowchart just from that one option. I think your problem here is you don't have that like one ledge trap, you know? If you were just to like say, okay, at ledge, I'm just gonna down tilt here. Like I'm just gonna spam down tilt, and then I'm gonna see what happens. And then you go, oh, I know what happens now. They get up attack me. I'm gonna shield them when I see them pick a ledge option. Yeah, and then you shield grab them, or get like you can get a float in air, or whatever option you want there. And then once people start picking like, okay, they're just gonna jump away now, and then you can say, okay, I'm gonna cover jump away with like float down air, and that also keeps me safe from both options. Or then now they're rolling away, and now they're doing these mix-ups, and then it's like, oh, now I can't read their timing. Oh, I'm gonna do a different ledge trap. Just starting with that one, like even very simple game plan of down tilt spam ledge, and you can immediately start saying, if this, then this, and you can build a flow chart from there, instead of just kind of like freeballing. you know?
Yeah.
That's why it's like, reaction lip trapping, it's not just about reacting, it's about finding the best position, you know? Like,
Yeah.
a lot of players will also shield at ledge here, so that allows them to cover a lot. Or I like to position myself right here. And then once you're used to just, if A, then B, you can get used to just covering a lot of options really fast. Same thing applies to, like, pretty much every time it's set up.
The exact same recover high he's done every single time.
Yeah, I think that's a good time to just shield at ledge. Just shield here, and if they try to swing, and just shield it, and then they're in the ledge trap, and they're like, oh, okay. And best case scenario, they'll keep doing it for the rest of the set, and then when you're in last stock, last hit situation, now you can cover that, and then you just get a free stock at the end of the match. You know?
Mm-hmm.
For sure. Yep.
God, that up air.
Mm-hmm.
I guess he's used to me just jumping out of situations, so it's
Yeah.
he just needs to risk something at that point. He's already so far behind.
Yeah. So I think that's the value of keeping the double jump for situations like that. You're like right about here-ish, you know? And then if you're here, you have to land, you have to try to switch colors. You have to try and land, you have like minor drift mix-ups, but if you have to double jump, just like immediately you have all this extra threat here, you know? And now they have to cover so much more, especially against link up air, where they're hard calling out one of these positions. Just holding the double jump allows you to instantly increase how much they have to cover exponentially.
Mm-hmm.
Good pressure. I'm assuming that's misinput, but I don't know. I
Must be
kind of
Nair.
like it.
Yeah, I got caught on the platform. I was supposed
You
to
got caught on the
cancel there.
platform ledge, for sure.
He's used to my pattern.
Shield. Yeah. So I like to grab the air, honestly, just because people always shield there, and then if they stop shielding, it becomes easy to just take space. Yeah. Spot dodge, good. Back air, good. I think throwing a turn up there, it went much higher with that bomb cover than even I expected, but still, that's why you don't go that high.
Mm-hmm.
Just like letting them get away with, like, yeah, that gets them out of the situation. It just puts them in a much worse situation. It's always stuff you want people to be doing.
That was supposed to be turn up throw. Oh, wait, no. I went for the normal setup. I forgot Link's heavy. You have to go for the turn up throw down.
Yes.
Turn up throw down, double toss confirms there.
For sure. Yes. Forward. Yes. There you go. Get the punish. Forward air push in. Playing patient mid range, very solid. Then air
Mashes.
That's space. Yeah. It's like you're saying this is like you're trying to dash dance a lot, and that's getting you hit by these nairs. So honestly, just like, I mean, obviously with float, you can kind of dash dance vertically, you know, just like jump up and down here, or even like I like to shorten my dash dance with float. Like I'll do jump float and then immediately like if back to do like very short dash dance. It's like finding ways to move when you're in a cramped situation like that is really solid. That shield, I love doing that option. The down air out of shield. It's like Snake basically.
Yeah, people are getting used to me doing that, and they're starting to cover it more, which is sad, but
yeah,
I think it's Peach's one of her best out of shield options because it's really hard to cover unless you're like doing actions against it specifically.
Yeah. For sure. And the nice thing is that just allows you to like roll away really easily, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And just take stage control. Yeah. Yep, that's great. 8 micro spacing. Let's see it. That F smash ain't working. It is also worth noting that Link has, I believe, the longest, or I think second longest to like Bowser get F attack. It's big. It's really big. So acknowledging the Link player, it's the same thing as like you roll a lot. Link players will get up attack a lot because people don't expect the range. F throw. See it. So I think just Z drop there if you know they're gonna go for that reversal up B. And I'm sorry, you got sauced on. What was that? Yeah, cut. But yeah. Like the pressure there.
I like JCFF there because if he tries to go for an aggressive option, I can cover it.
For sure. Yeah. And I think now they're at ledge, just like it's more to think like what options have they been really picking? You know, you've got a lot of get up attacks, they've got a lot of jumps, you know? I think I said I personally play mostly turnip led trap base, so I would throw a turnip up here to try and cover that jump and neutral and get up attack, and then start like moving around to scare them to picking option. Jab works. I like Z.
Yep. Then you just run off counter, right?
Yeah.
Oh no, he didn't even try to recover.
Yeah, I believe Link was just dead there. But yeah, I think I like Z drop there personally instead of down toss, just because it's there longer, so you can 2-frame. It's like essentially because they're going for a lot of those like reversal up Bs that allows you to very easily cover that. And best case scenario, you get a spicy like F toss combo. Mm-hmm. So I do believe I'll probably have to go here in like 30 minutes an hour. So I do want to go to the IROD set first.
Dude, I'm so sad about this set. Hold on, before we begin.
So when you asked about us, I watched some of this, and I was like, God damn! You were
playing... that one sequence I have where I was fucking playing footsies.
You were playing
destroying them
so hot for like the first few minutes of this game. You were going fucking insane. I was just like, oh my god, you're playing. You were basically playing about as well as like Muday's first Leo. Like, not perfect, obviously. Muday's loss against the Joker, but like, hell.
So you could have taken context. I played like 10 games of my Peach versus Furret Joker the night before this, and I made him switch off of Joker. This is, if I have a comfort matchup, it's this matchup.
Yeah. I think that shows with a lot of like how you dash dance and how you space, is that you're really trying to force out these options, because like the dash dancing that got you caught by like Link there before, it's like cooking IROD. Like, yeah, pull the turn up here, great. Don't respect the zoning, love to see it. Yeah, immediately take the space, because really the main thing is that they have to like they don't have very good initial dash punishes. It's basically exclusively fair one, which once again no one has the gumption to go for at the start of the match. So you're gonna see a lot of like guns, facing back airs. So just recognizing that you can like take space now is great. It's like, now I think of it as that this is a very conventionally winning matchup for Peach, because you can just play Peach things and it's the best thing to do. Like, doing the fancy movement and pushing in.
Well, Peach also is really good at covering the diagonal mid-range, and Joker wants that horizontal game, and when you float against Joker, the most he can do is try to rising back air you, which is like his most committal neutral option. Gun won't cover you if you do it the right height. Aha goes right under you. Nair maybe, and even then, the moment that I know he wants to start going for Nair, I just start running away from it and punishing it.
Exactly. It's similar to other characters with like, you once you see that they're going for options, just cook them, you know? It's like, plays Superstation there, great punish, immediately starts putting on the pressure. The Nair doesn't lead to anything. Or putting down the pressure. And then immediately you return back to that very safe mid-range, understanding exactly how far IROD's like. This shield is terrifying for because they're just in poke back air range. It's so scary. It's like, IROD's a good player, so he's got the gumption to go for it, but like, even still, it's just a good position. It's a good reversal, gets a fancy sequence, of course, it's IROD.
You in for the...
Yeah.
I forgot there's a
Like
name
that.
for that tech.
Yeah.
Running on
Stingus
the
dingus.
I don't know, the gun tech off of
The
Octane.
Spingus dingus.
Sure.
Yeah.
Tried to cover it, couldn't.
Could cover it, but even still, just like no risk to you. Like you're playing so, you're playing with such a clear understanding of what Irod wants, and that's what really struck me about this set, is that like you're shielding here. What does Irod really want? He wants like run in nair or something like that. Like you're not going to be grabbing with how the rest of this game has been going. That's not going to happen. So shield here is great because they're immediately going to try and like overextend on something. It's like immediately drift back. See, they go for the nair, doesn't really work. Try to down tilt afterwards, doesn't work. Space on the F barely doesn't get right, but yeah. I think you could probably do with better dash dancing generally. It's like you initial dash into a lot of things when you're in a good position already.
You'll see me dash dance a lot more. Second stock or final stock versus Irod. We're in the Mario game. In the Mario game, I start dash dancing way more, and that's when I start destroying Irod.
Yeah. I was more so referring to like actually dash dancing less when you're already holding a good position.
Oh, you meant the opposite. Okay.
Yeah. Like it's like positions like that. It's like you're already in a good position. If you dash dance there, you're just walking into Irod's death zone. You know? Back air gets the down throw.
I wanted here. I know that he wants to go to ledge. I tried to do the Muta's tech, where he'll do that soft nair, because soft nair set up tech chase into down tilt. Yep. I was trying to set up that situation, because I just got done watching that set, and I'm trying to start applying some things, and that was like, that's the only way Peach can extend on platforms, and I think learning that is really important. It's hard on the stage, though. I don't think it's a thing on the stage.
Yeah. I think wasn't it on this stage that Gluto got hit by that?
Maybe. I thought it was on, I think it works better on Battlefield, doesn't it?
It does, because the platforms are smaller, but I think it does work on this stage, and Gluto got hit by it on this stage. I might have to...
You're probably right.
But, yeah,
he went against MKLea, too. It was just, he got the up B kill cheese with,
yeah, I think. For sure. Or, yeah, you got the full sequence, but it's still good. It's basically like Peach's Perps tech, in the way that it just allows you to immediately... that's the wrong time there. It just allows you to immediately like come up here, cover all this space, and then you can get grab, you can get down tilt, and things like... Even outside of hitting the nair, it just acts as an easy way to buffer and get onto this platform, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Let's see this thing, yeah. Was it? Hang on. Yeah, it was all PS2. I just went all PS2 that set, so yeah, it was on PS2.
I guess you don't want to give Wario platforms, and Wario's never going to leave FD open.
Yeah, the main thing is it's a lot of both. It's a very nice neutral stage for both players because both Wario and Peach want a bunch of space because they're both just going to be playing like, oh, I'ma get you know. So it works out good for both of them that they just agree to go to it every time. Yeah. Good bait, good down air. I like the nair to catch the short hop. I've been trying to go for more like rising nairs and stuff. Like against light, VX goes for a bunch of full hop nairs just as like an option to say, okay, if you jump here, you're dead. But it just works because even still, it's like light can't get a very solid punish on that with how fast the game is going, and if it works, they're just dead. Yeah.
I thought I was going to condition them into shield.
Yeah, I thought there's like a great example, like the thing you need to work on if you're like trapping is less is more. Like you're going this like nair stuff. It's like great down tilt here, like a movement here. They're in the jump position. Don't grab here. Just wait. I think you don't need to worry about trying to hard call them out. Don't worry about that. They're going to pick an option, and when they pick an option, you're already moving good enough that they have to commit to something like this. They have to commit to nair. And if you're not pressing a button here, that's not going to work. You're just going to move backwards. you can punch them out of shield, you can move backwards. It's just not great with how you're moving. The approach only exclusively works because you're trying to preemptively hard cover an option for not really a lot of reward. Instead, you could be focusing on something else, and then that pretty much evens up the game instantly. But it's like, yeah, this is fine recovery. I think you could. Like,
No, I didn't want to go to ledge because I know Irod would be prepared for me to go to ledge, and he's a lot better at ledge trapping than I would ever be. So I tried to just get to stage and see if I could have enough recovery time, but Peach and air dodging do not mix. I need stuff.
That's the nice thing is that Irod's good at ledge trapping because he also forces people to go to the ledge. So it's more so focusing on like understanding they're not really going to go for an edge guard, just finding ways out of the ledge trap is preferable, really. It's like, you immediately get out of that right there because they're still trying to figure out what your ledge options are.
I think you tried to parry it, which is weird.
Everyone tries to parry it and it never works. It's very funny. Yeah. The jump there to show them, okay, I have to go to ledge here. Now, they're gonna go to ledge. I don't think you should try to go for an edge guard here. Just understand they have to go to ledge. They're going to be very antsy to get back on stage. They're very scared.
So just pick an option. Nope.
Yeah. And then you can wait here, and then you kind of know their timing. You shield right here. It's absolutely paralyzingly scary to go for like a roll. But so most people are going to neutral get up shield, or like neutral get up down tilt, I guess, and you can easily cover that with those options. Because the nice thing about that lead trap while you're shielding is if they want to roll away, they have to realize that you're doing this, which won't happen if someone's immediately picking ledge option. Or like you are jumping around and then you transition into the shield lead trap. So, like that position, Irod was not watching your lead trapping habits, so you could just get away with that and cover a bunch of things. Here. I think you want to throw this turnip up, so just do that, and then that way it's neutral get up, which they do again, way scarier because they're just gonna deal with turnip be upon ye, and or be able to immediately go down here, cover roll. You're already up here, so unless they're going for reversal, which you're drifting back, is very scary. So most people aren't going to jump there, and so generally they're going to play very grounded, and then this just covers most options here, and then you're covering these options.
Yeah,
I think.
So just respecting knowing ledge drop options, and also respecting when edge guarding is just not feasible, and just letting yourself go to edge trapping sequence early.
Mm-hmm. For sure, it's because that's the thing is that you can always kind of trade off an edge guard for time to set up a lead trap, because Beach can do a lot of crazy setups. I can probably like record and post a bunch. I have a bunch that I use, but like if you have the time, you can set up a lot, or even just condition a lot. Like Leo's always just like jumping around and being all scary because he knows people say that, or even just like down tilting at ledge because it immediately tells them, okay, I can't hold ledge forever because he's down tilting, even if he isn't going to do that on ledge. Like a bunch of, for like the first year of Leo's bio, he'd down tilt and then immediately go back to normal ledge trapping, like Nair or something, and everyone would get hit by it, and the players would just sit at ledge, and then it would never down tilt them, or at least like they would down tilt and just tech it, because people would stop respecting that option, and it was way easier to get off ledge versus him. It's like, abuse that trick to your advantage. No one knows the Peach matchup, you know? Great jump call by this back air. Get the stock lead. Now, you have the stock lead here, so I think your first thought is that now Irod is going to want to kill you. Like, think about how you play when the opponent's at kill percent and you're a stock down, and recognize they're now going to do that. So you should be pretty much playing as if their kill options are lava, and as if they are going to try and hit those as much as possible. So they're gonna go for that like overextend up air. They're gonna go for an air here. What are they gonna do here? They're gonna look for like, okay, what can I kill with? Probably back air here. They could cover an option down here. You know, I think a jump here is very solid because
you can just take center stage, and Joker doesn't have kill power to be able to kill in this percent.
Yeah, the only thing they really can do is overextend up air, which you have not jumped here before. Obviously, this became a habit. Then it would be a great option to call out, but this is still like very easy to call. And now Irot's good, but even still, you live. And now look at this. Irot has to run all the way at you, dodge the turnip, and hit the back air. Look how much Irot has to just stand to come get at you. You know, just playing like not to get hit by kill moves at these kind of percents is great. Even just for the mental damage, it's so stressful being right here, where it's like, I'm a stock down, they're at kill percent, I just need to kill them, and then they get hit by one turnip, and they get hit by another turnip, or they get poked by little things, and they're just slowly living in their mind. You see, it's like, it's very patient player, but also still, it's like they go for that out of field option because they need the kill. They say, okay, can I punch
this thing? Man, I just want my funny turnip combos.
It's like, yeah, they're gonna aerial reversal. They're going to try and cover this high recovery.
Yeah, I should have just drifted off stage and went to ledge.
Exactly.
Rather than trying to force an aggressive option there, because then obviously he wants back air.
Yeah, exactly. Is you want to recognize that even if the ledge trap's scary generally, you're not playing a normal game at that point. You're playing a very big lead, and are trying to play catch up. You know.
Now I recognize Irod's wanting to full hop a bunch, so now I'm putting up the up airs. This is supposed to be down tilt, but it worked.
It's a good down smash though. Honestly,
it worked.
It's a good down. That down
poke.
Smash usually shield pokes, so it's actually pretty good, and it's fast. I think it's faster than the down tilt if I remember correctly. Yeah. God, getting off ledge. That was just a good option to be like that. So I think that's one of the decisions you want to use. Shield ledge.
I went close to the ledge. I should not have done that. Oh, and I get these.
Yeah.
Wait, I missed my fourth one. Reset it. Oh, I tried to do it again.
For sure. I think this thing that I also do is if you know they're gonna full hop, don't even try to catch the landing. Just F toss, and then you get F toss fair, and that's a very easy kill confirm. It just works. Like you don't, and that's gonna be your option that kills the most. And especially like in Oregon, no one's respecting that option because no one knows that's your big threat. They're just kind of scared of you generally. So it's like abuse that people only know general vague things about the matchup, like don't be near Peach. I like that. They push in the advantage when we're here. You kind of did that turnip right there. That catches him to ledge there. It's like,
yeah, I have really good turnip aim. I know when I need to do the toss versus the throw. And so like I'll be able to cover it sometimes. I also get crazy like across stage snipes on people because they're just not prepared for me to have the aim I do.
Yeah, I played melee Peach before switching to Peach in Ultimate, so I got really good at sniping like Fox players from halfway off stage.
That is the difference between you and I. I was a Marth main, so I think you can tell by the way I play neutral. I was a Marth main.
Yeah, dash dance, nair, dash dance. Yeah, you can see it.
I should have there. Well, I guess it worked out. But I think I should have done the ground flow into dare fast fall off because that destroys Joker. Because I did it earlier, and when I got that, like, I did the ground float fall off into nair on the way coming up. Because obviously they just want to jump up to try to get back onto stage, and if you just jump nair, you get back onto stage, and you cover them trying to get back to stage.
Yeah.
And I should have done it there, but instead I threw turnip. It worked out, but it shouldn't have.
Yeah, turnip toss is fine, but I think generally there's better ways to edgeguard. Less that like you're trying to cover a specific tether angle, you know? That kind of things. Landing got sniped.
Nope.
Order doesn't work out, but you get the down air. No one punishes it. Let's go. I like the down tilt, immediately recognizing that if they take ledge, this is a good position. If they air dodge in, you get the down tilt. So you want to stop them from reversing. It didn't really work out, but I think the idea is solid. So, I think once again, Irod's playing even more of a catch-up game. Like, I think at this position, Irod wants to look for, like, things that will kill you, like, right off the bat, or at least put you in positions. Like, so I think you're going to start seeing, like, a lot of fair ones. You're going to start seeing, like, fancy setups and, like, trying to push you off stage.
Yeah.
You know? It's like... So, yeah, recognize that.
The most insane drift mix-up of all time. Broke his ankles.
Yeah, fair one. Doesn't get the punish exactly, but Leo... not Leo. Irod can't punish that. Mini Leo. Small Leo. Yeah. Don't drift with the smash. Oh. Yep. I'm very surprised that forward air hit, really, but I think the downer wasn't a bad option. I do like you had the awareness to not try to push in there, because Irod would have just nared you out of existence. Since I think understanding it's like, yeah, wait it out. They get the overextend dash attack, so maybe even better to wait more. But I think the main thing with Arsene is just to recognize that the best way to win any interaction against Arsene is to recognize I don't need to pick an option. Doesn't matter if I'm right, they're on a timer. And it's like, if you're just shielding there, even if they kill you from like a shield break or whatever, they are still have to wait for your shield health to drop, and they have to wait for an opening. So if you can just make them wait as long as possible, the better the situation gets, you know?
Mm-hmm.
So like, go for the turnip toss trying to play proactive, got you punished there because you could just take advantage of the fact that, hey, I don't need to respect that. I don't need to work much. Yeah.
Taking my sweet ass time.
For sure. Mm.
On this stock, the bomb.
Bomb.
Oh, and the shield break?
Dash attack.
Okay,
Yep.
can I tell you what I was cooking?
What were you cooking?
So, in this position, what I was trying to do is this exact sequence, but I wanted to, up air wasn't what it was supposed to be, but it was me reacting to his toss. But I wanted turnip throw down tilt, and then I wanted turnip throw up B.
Ah.
That was what I wanted, but I think I didn't catch turnip the second time, right? And that's why I got up air instead.
I believe so, yeah.
And if he gets the drift off, like, but he DI'd in so far where somehow he just dodged all of that. It was...
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I had something cooking there, and they were all roasting me on commentary, saying, like, oh, you wasted your shield break. But, I mean, ultimately, doing the up-angled forward smash doesn't do a whole lot more damage versus turnip throw down tilt. I think it does 30 to 40 versus 35 to 45.
Yeah,
the up smash, so I think this is fine to just risk
for sure.
this.
I think, the kill would have been nice. I think the main thing you're looking for is not the damage, it's this right here. I mean, obviously you could wait out the stun, which is like Giga Brain maneuver, but I think, honestly, just going for like a safe confirm, like going into like turn down down toss, down tilt, like F toss fair or something easy like that, and using that to like rack up damage. And if you throw them off stage, that's more time off the timer, because the main thing is that once they're out of the sequence, the damage is fine. I think the F smash would have been worse, really. I think this was the correct punish, but like, even if you just went for like a forward air here, put them in a bad position, they would be almost out of Arsene. But now they still have a bit more, and now they can start nair, F tilt. Now they can start pushing advantage with this little bit they have left, and they get a grab into Arsene up air, and you've taken 50 just from like that little bit of extra time they got from Arsene, you know? Even though it's gone now,
I expected him to run away, and he did the aggressive option, which I guess makes
For
sense.
sure.
He's antsy, just like I am.
Exactly.
In this position, one more thing before I forget.
Yeah.
The other optimal thing I could have done with turnip there, but obviously, like, you would never want to go against this against Joker specifically, is turnip throw up and then try to charge the pan forward smash, which I know the timing for. I know how to react to it. I've practiced it before. It's just on Joker that is impossibly hard to hit, and it's never worth going for. But it might have killed at full charge, because turnip would have done 17, which means he would have been at like 50-ish with a fully charged on platform. I don't think it would have killed, but it definitely would have scared the shit out of him, at the very least.
Yeah, I think the main thing is that you would want to waste Arsene there.
But you would anyways, because you're having to throw, you're double jumping, throwing the turnip up, and then charging that forward smash all the way up.
That's what I mean, is that like that's another benefit of that setup, is you want to waste the Arsene. Because it's like, even just throw them off stage or something like that, you can just give them as little time to use as possible. Because now they're playing, like, if you were at like 0 at this position, it'd be terrible for them. Because like how I think of Joker progress is that if it's like 0% versus like 0%, it's terrible for the opponent. But once they hit past like this percent without Arsene, it's really good for you, because now they're playing standard-ish Joker without their main like gimmick tool, and you can start schmixing. I think Iron's playing very much the same game plan, bit more down gunny. I think trying to abuse any impatience, which you're good about. I think it's that not getting punishes. It's just not giving Irod any openings. Just very good. Just going to want to try and push in the air. It's like, look at this. It's so a hit on you. Like they're swinging, trying to get something, but you've shown that game plan just doesn't really work. It's like, this is, he gets away there. You get forward air, but like, I think this is great.
I knew that he was gonna jump up from ledge, and I went for the back air, except I did too early, and if that would have landed, he would have fucking died.
Yeah.
Like, literally, I was a frame off of getting that kill there.
For sure. Yeah, I think you gotta work on those ledge traps, because that just solidifies a lot of stocks that would just like melt away as soon as they're out of your range, you know? It's like, this game would have been won if you had really solid ledge trapping, because Iron would have just gotten hit there, because he would just been like, okay, shield, react, and like back throw, or do whatever. And then that's
I think that's another big thing, because I just often end up having to find my kills at 160, and I feel like if I were just better ledge trapping, I'd avoid that a lot more.
Yeah. It's like securing those stocks at 160.
I'm slowing the pace way down because I'm feeling the nerves, and I would rather just be able to relax a second and keep my patience rather than trying to play with that much anxiety.
I think, you're focused on the mental aspect of the pace. I think the main thing is our little friend here. He's about to get it. I think engaging right now is a really bad idea. I think wait, great. Just sit here, wait. It's fine. I think if you could just hit him to activate Arsene while you play defensively, that's great. Because it's going to try and run at you. And I think this is probably your biggest mistake, is you immediately run at him when he has Arsene. Like you want.
Now he just gets to shield grab me.
Yeah. And then you almost get cooked. You would definitely get cooked. It's like this position, you could try and start trying to like back air. You can try to do those things. You're at 79 out of 120. Just leave. Don't even bother, because as soon as this Arsene is over, Irod basically loses the set.
Yeah.
The set is over. So you just need to play like that timer is your Sonic right now, and that timer is about. You know? It's like
you get
that drift back. Yeah, the drift back there is really solid. Don't push it.
I think that was just a miss. Oh, and I went for back air, and I tried to do the back air with the drift back, But I did it so fast out of panic that I buffered a short hop near the opposite direction. Because I did all those inputs way too fast, and I changed what my buffer was. Yeah. And if I would have gotten that would have killed.
Yeah. So you're going high here, you're going to get back aired, and then you see it's like that. As long as you've spent all your resources over here. I mean, this is the pass light shot situation, but like
that's why I think it's interesting he went for the counter, because I went for that side B last time, which is why I thought it was safe to go low, because I usually will go horizontal in that exact position. But I think
the main thing is
he just wants to cover something.
Because I think he's reacting to the position. You've already spent your double jump. You've already spent your float. Your only options here are go here and get back aired. And Irod knows you're terrified of the back air, so as soon as you opt down here, they already know and they just react and counter.
Yeah.
Because if you didn't spend your double jump and just like dropped there, then he can't go for that because you're floating, and then the counter won't work. And then you either hit them for it or you leave, and then they're out of our set. You know? Yeah. That was
sad game.
Sad game, yeah, for sure. There was a bunch of times where you were just one hit away.
And then the start of game 2, I get footstooled at 57% and die.
Exactly. That's how it would be. Keep it real close at the start of the match. Game 2, the top player gets you. They just know now. Well, everything fades away under the strength of good player.
Yeah, and I mean, I've never been in this scenario where I was like that close to taking a game off of somebody like Irod. And I could definitely feel the pressure of like, I could tell everybody in the venue started watching the set at that point. And so you have the stress of like, everybody's watching you. You have the stress of, why do they have
the streams fucking
Oh, no, you want to know what they were doing? The stream was fine. They were trying to do replays because they have a replay set up, but he forgot to delete the things from my set with Cade, which is immediately before this.
Yeah.
And so they just started playing my Cade replays. They just need to stop doing replays. It rarely ever works.
Yeah. Yeah. So
do you have time to watch the next one?
Yeah. I'm just gonna keep going till I'm probably gonna get called for dinner, so I'll just keep going until that happens. But
right.
Yeah, should probably some time. Yeah, this is max speed. Don't want to.
And I'm fairly confident in the Mario matchup, not as much as the Joker matchup, but I've played a lot of Mario on Wi-Fi, and I understand how to play around Fireball a lot, which is like the main thing people get caught by, right?
Yeah.
Knowing the flowchart for his Fireball and how to deal with it, and I think that caused him to start just mashing on me because I wasn't getting hit by Fireball.
Yes. Yeah.
But, I feel like if this were a best of 5 instead of a best of 3, I think I would have probably taken a game off of this Mario, because the opposite happened in the Joker game where I started off really strong and fizzled out. The Mario I only got better against, longer as the game.
Yeah. Yeah, it's just one of the things that's lack of experience. Let's see, it's like a good player on Fireball. Take the space there, because this is really the nice thing about a character switch is it's basically game 1 again. When it comes to both players, like they kind of know some of your habits, but they can't really adapt that quickly. So you still see a lot of this like patient gameplay that you'd see from a game 1 replay system. Well, okay, back to the match. It's like, yeah, it starts.
Also insane for him to mash back air there.
Yep.
In that weird scramble situation, I take so much percent for it for no reason.
Indeed. Yeah, it's like. There, player on the Fireball, and then immediately take space. That's exactly what you want to do there. Is aggressing on the Fireball right there is real scary for Mario. Just taking that space right afterwards is the best thing you can do. It's like the thing is that Mario has a lot of FD buttons that they can just like jump around you and cross up. I don't actually really like turnip in hand in this matchup because you're going to be locked into those like positions where F-toss is just going to miss because they're going to go straight over it, compared to if you just had access to Nair. And this is one of those matchups where you're just going to be trading a lot. You're going to get trade back airs, and once they have to respect that's great. It's like this is a great matchup for back air spam.
Yeah,
because you're going to see it's like a lot of these jumping shenanigans can be I mean, like, if you just back aired there, it's
He
like
knows I like
Mario's
jump,
aggression's
so
shut down.
He just does up air.
Yeah. Like, yeah, that's what you gotta adapt quickly to the character and say, okay, this is ground based now. I am going to spam back airs and abuse my frame data.
See, there's that ground float off stage. I think this is.
Yeah.
And then I get
And then
footstooled.
And then you get owned. Yeah.
I said 57%. It was 56. My bad. I rounded.
6%. It gets taunted.
I didn't know he taunted because I had my eyes closed during all that.
Thumbs up. Yeah. And I think, like, you don't need to worry about trying to, like, zone out Mario. Mario's great against zoners because he can just push in. What he's bad against is sword fighters because Mario wants to be close up, and Peach can basically be a sword fighter with back air. It's like here, just back airs into his face is like, once they have to start doing that, that's when they have to start going for fireballs. That's when they have to start going for these, like, with punish options. And that's just a lot safer for the Peach player. It's like, oh, you gotta buy this fireball, you just nair them, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Compared to if they hit a grab, they hit an up air, and you're eating this full combo that's still going. You get down aired, it's like almost die. It's like the risk reward there is very clear. It's like Mario's one of those characters, I think, where there's very clear moves you should be playing around. Irod, especially, you want to play around a short hop up air, and you want to play around grab. Those are the main things Irod uses to get his combos. Sometimes back air, but you're going to be looking out for those. So really, I think the best way to think about it is that, like, well, like I was like, Joker, you could be worried about, like, stage positioning. Mario doesn't get a lot off of lead traps, like Kurama's been playing like he does nowadays, where he just gets, like, wacky lead trap combos, because the best players against Mario just don't respect, like, oh, getting hit by an F tilt. Who cares? What's he going to tech chase you with, you know?
Mm-hmm.
What's he going to lead trap you with? More things that won't kill you, compared to if he hits you with a grab, you're dead. So if you just can, like, immediately stop those options and say, okay, go for fireballs. And, like, you can trade through fireballs, too. Once you can do that, it becomes so much harder for Mario to get those big extensions. And you can just force him to play a game of, like, I'm going to try and whittle you down. And then, if you hit me, I'm dead. You know? Like, it's like Kazuya.
Yeah.
You have to, like, poke at him all game, and then, and he hits you, you're dead. It's like, Peach is very much Kazuya in this matchup. You want to stop them from pressing the buttons that kill you, and start pressing the buttons that get them small damage, and then hit them once and blow them up. Yeah, back air trade, great. Indeed.
That was greedy. I should have just waited.
I think Nair there would have been better because it's more active and allows you to quickly drift back.
I think just waiting's better, because if he tries to jump over you, then I can do jump backwards forward air and it catches that.
Yeah, for sure.
I think to cover that.
And I think both are fine. Like that at backgrounds to the platform.
That was an accidental JCFF.
Mm-hmm.
It's supposed to be a slow drift down.
Yeah. And then Irod spends all your options, so you're going to... Yeah, exactly that. That's exactly what you want to do there. Just drift back, bait the back air, punish. That's what you want to cover there. Gets a back throw, tragic. But you can start to see how you secure the stock, how you try to push things back. I like this game plan. It's much better. You're immediately taking more grounded control, pushing nairs, pushing that pressure on them, because you're better up close than Mario. And if they realize that, it becomes much harder for them. So you're going to be good in most situations. Yeah, nair, great. Like, what are you going to do? Nair back, and then you take 5%?
I can't believe you have the awareness to go for
type that. Yeah, the terminals hit you, too. Yeah. That kill also came from a lead trap, by the way. Yeah.
I missed my combo here. I missed my fast fall nair. I get slow fall, and that's why that doesn't work. Would have hit, and I would have gotten 70%.
For sure. You would have been just like Mutace, for real. On God.
I know.
That forward air's... I like that forward air because Irod's going to be doing a lot of buffered back airs, and forward air both catches it and also low profiles.
I get 5 neutral wins in a row right here.
Indeed. Yep.
Because I just reposition, you have extends, boom.
Yeah.
Hey, do it again. Run that shit back.
Run that shit back. Oh,
you're gonna fireball? Alright,
boom. Yeah. It's like, look at this. Anytime they're up close, terrible. It's like, recognize that, and then force Irod to play around you, you know? I think, I was talking about, like, you play too proactively. I think this is definitely a matchup you want to proactive against. Just, like, say, fuck you, respect my back air. Look at that. Look at that movement. Look at that movement. Yeah, back air, exactly. Exactly, back air wall. Like, Irod has to respect that so much, and even still.
The slow walk into dash.
The slow walk. Just leave. Mario's range is not good enough. Peach's flaws pretty much melt away in this matchup. You just get to shenanigans them. It's like you're starting to position yourself in that. You're starting to get it, I think, right here. You're starting to, like, figure out this is a good position kind of naturally. You're like, okay, I can get more punishes here. I think you put more time into standing there, or even going for, like, if you like the down tilt setup, go for that. Go for some turnip setups. Then I think you get really comfortable with ledge trapping.
Yeah. And then back
into the back.
Fireball, if you can. And he
Yeah.
finally gets a neutral win. After how long? That was an insane stanky leg.
Yeah, that was the stankiest leg known to man. Even still, 27%. It's like...
That was the worst air dodge of all time.
Air dodge of all time. Just, like, take the position. You already won the ledge trap.
And I take how much percent?
65.
Almost die.
Plus you're back at ledge.
Reset the situation. Another shitty air dodge. Nope. Roll. Roll again.
Roll again.
Got away with
out
it
of there,
though.
finally.
We tried to nair through that
back.
and misbit timed it barely.
Air parry.
He's used to that timing now.
I think in positions like that with the landing nair, you kind of want to start taking the perspective, like, just kind of tomahawk. Like, Irod has gotten very shield happy, very parry happy. Like, it feels super weird because it's like panicky situations like this, but if you can get good at just going for, like, the immediate fast fall tomahawk grab, it opens up so much pressure because they're way scared of that. And it just, especially in Game 2, Game 3 situations, everyone is shielding no matter how conditioned they are. So you can just kind of be like Fox and just go tomahawk grab, tomahawk grab, tomahawk grab. And it just keeps working. The amount of sets I've won where I've just grabbed my opponent 12 times in a row, gotten them to like 160, and then they finally don't shield and I just kill them for it. It's great.
Yeah.
It's like...
Gets another parry.
Sure.
I was going for the
platform?
Not platform. I was going for the timing where you can do it, where you can get the auto cancel on side B, because I figured Iron Rod's already showed his hand at this point that he just wants forward tilt in those situations. So I can just go above that, get my stage control back, and I don't risk a whole lot because it's unlikely that he's gonna like run and see that I'm side B and instantly be able to react and cover that, because it's really hard for Mario to swing and cover that.
Yeah.
And like you can see, he tried to read it, but even then he got hit. So
yeah, for sure. Yes, this back air. That's the first time you've done that back air. Yes, pokes there, and then immediately Ud's put in the pressure situation. Gets hit by the F toss. Look at this lead trap. Look at this. Oh, goes for the edge guard. Beautiful. Oh, look at the position. I think they'll turn up the air so that it can catch a lot of options.
The funny thing is if that full down tilt didn't hit, which I actually didn't want it to hit, I could have nared him and he would have gotten red marked off the stage and he couldn't have teched it.
Yeah. Irod's good, does a really creative drop off ledge air dodge.
The worst side B of all time.
Worst side B of all the time, yep.
Yeah, I'm just getting juggled.
Yep. Drift back here, dash. Yes. Ooh, yep. That's a great position against someone shielding. I think honestly, you gotta have a bit more guts in this kind of position. It's things you gotta recognize.
Force the position or force the situation.
Yeah, they're more scared of you. You jump back here. Mario's doing great. You stay there. It's mega scary because they drop shield. You could just back air them, and even if you don't back air them, they're still sweating bullets. Really. And now it's like they've kind of returned to neutral. They can set up a fireball. They can take stage control. You get to the dash attack of it, but still, it's like you gave the situation for a weaker one. Yep, good toss. No! I like the down smash, but you're slightly too far away. That's not the spacing. I said I like to up smash in those, especially because it's not a multi-hit, so it doesn't get caught in between the hits, which has happened to me many times. Yep. Got that forward air again.
Does not kill at 200% on Mario. I think it's because it's stale at this point. It has to be.
Yeah, I have to assume. Plus, stage, you know.
Barely misspaced that.
There.
He gets
He goes for the neutral, got a shield there. You should have just nared, really, I think. It's like, start putting on the pressure. It's like, nair's a really solid kill option here because it's mostly unstale by this point, and you can just use it to call out a lot of spaces.
Yeah, and he had a really nicely placed back air there. Because I don't have enough real estate to full drift back, so I have to kind of hope that I space it just well enough.
Yeah, that's what you want to go low here. Is just try and stay away from stuff like that. So yeah.
The homie Asher on comms.
For sure. You know, actually, fuck them. don't troll this. Don't troll. I'm not getting canceled. But yeah, I think I'm gonna head out now. Probably.
Yeah,
I'm tired.
I'm getting tired too. I really appreciate it. You coming in and doing the VOD review. We've got people in chat saying that they also gained a lot from it, so it's not just me that you're benefiting. But I hope you have a good rest of your night, man.
Yeah, you too, man.
You're not going to be at Eugene Bound, right?
Yeah, no, I can't.
Major upset?
That's cool. Major upset, yes.
I'll probably be seeing you there then.
Nice.
All right.
See you then.
Have a good rest of your night.
You too.
I need to get out of the call. Here we go. Alright, I need to make a call on if I want to play some game or if I want to just move on with my night. The very first thing I'm going to do is turn on the lights in my room, because I went all of that time with the lights off in my room. I'm real gamer degen right now. Hold on. I'm out of my gamer dungeon now. I think the main thing that I learned from that, let's do that actually. Let's do takeaways. Things that were positives, things that were negatives. I think that's a good way to wrap up a lot of these, because last time I did this, I actually ended up really taking it to heart. Let's grab a notepad. For some reason, my computer can't find a notepad. This is great. I just want something to write on. Why does my computer not have notepad anymore? Okay. Let's do... I'm trying to think about how I want to do this. Word? Can I do Microsoft Word? Do I still pay for this? I hope not. Change OBS to treat that as a window. Not Chrome. Okay, let's try now. There we go. We got the Word document. Now we just need to remove our filters. Edit transform. Alright, so we got my thing here. Let me full screen it. Let's talk takeaways. Let's increase our font size a little bit. Bad air dodges. Let's color code this too. Let's do red in darker red, like this perhaps. First red is going to be air dodges. Those are almost always negative for me. Other things. Bad side B. I was doing that a lot. It didn't work out for me very well. What was chat saying? It's a really smart way to do takeaways after VOD review. I've never thought of that. It helps information stick. Because there's a lot of information in that, and if I don't physically write it, I think it's hard to get the single components of that I really want. Also, the music's still playing, right? Everybody can still hear that. Where's my OBS? Oh, we still got music. I can turn it up a little bit now. Now that's just me. Bad peach bombers on stage. What are other things that were really negative? He was saying, what was the exact term he was using? Being proactive. I think is the terminology he was using. I was too proactive in a lot of scenarios where I could just like wait. But I think that's also hard. That's going to be something difficult to try to, and also ledge trapping. And we're going to put this in like bold and make it giant because it's obviously the number one takeaway from all of that is that ledge trapping was a huge miss for me. And that's that, and it cost me a lot of percent. I have to like change the font size and then click enter. No. I have to do it here. Then do it, and then I get the regular sized. Okay. Is that the same size as this? No, this is 24. Gotcha. Okay, change it back to a red color. Ledge trapping was a huge if. Turnip throwing. Let's get rid of our bold. I got punished for throwing turnip more often than I got rewarded for throwing turnip, I feel like. So I think just not throwing turnip as much and maybe even playing with turnip less are both things that I can work on. What are other things that we could work on? Other negatives. Let's go to positives while I have some on top of my head. Green. Things that were good. Pressure. Also, I want to say on this, dropping basic confirms. I need to get better about my flowchart for turnip, like the back turnip throw into down tilt. I should have recognized that Link's a heavy character and I needed to go for the double downward toss instead of the forward toss into down toss. Because that's what you do against characters like Joker and Link that are heavier, and I was going for the other one. Also, twice during the two other tournaments, not the tournament we just watched VODs for, but I've been in tournaments the last 3 days. And a lot of times I would get the turnip throw and then I just like not mash nair, which is really weird. I would just like throw the turnip and then just kind of sit there in the air and get punished for it. So working on those really basic turnip confirms. And also let's add to this overextending. Overextending combos. Pressure. Footsies. I'm really good at footsies in some matchups. I'll put a star if it's sometimes. Other positives. I don't want to say edge guarding, like anything off stage or near ledge, I'm not great at. I'm a lot better on stage. Which I think is like the next step for my offensive game. Work on ledge trapping. I think these are the main two greens. I'm trying to think of others. I'm trying to think of others. I think I'll leave it here. So that's our main takeaways from this. I'll keep this up for now until I start doing practice. Maybe I'm thinking... I think we can move on. Let's do a little bit of practice. Here's what I'm thinking. Pause the music. Switch over to gameplay. You have my audio again. That game audio seems awfully loud, but I think it's fine. Turn off desktop audio. Let's go to training mod. Let's do some ledge trap practice. Just for a little bit before I end stream. I'm not in a huge hurry to do anything else tonight. And I want to try and get something figured out. Well, let's do FD. And let's do Risei skin, just because we're in the mood. Dancing outfit. Alright, so we need to get a save state of him off stage. Okay. Now that we've got that figured out, I want him to delay. Your skins are sick. Thank you. Thank you. Risei Kujikawa's skins for all of Daisy. And I replaced some of them with like other skin packs from that. Tech options, we have all of them set. Ledge delay, we want some ledge delay because we want to be able to have time to get positioned for it. Let's do... just set all these because it randomizes, right? Okay, so that didn't work. See, that's me reacting. Okay, hold on. We need to get rid of turnip. I don't want to learn it with turnip. I want to get good at it without turnip. Because usually I'm throwing turnip off stage, regardless. So instead of fighting a habit I already have, let's embrace it for now, and then we can focus on that later. I think this position. Yeah, so that's punish. That's a punish. That was technically a punish, but... I think this is gonna be my spot right here, so I'm in threat range of everything. Like the most he can do is a rising area. Okay, I missed it there. He's just doing ledge get. It's working for him. Okay, caught that. Get to catch that. I think this is what Gixel's meaning. I need to do stuff like this more. Which I'm used to. I'm a Wi-Fi player. I was a Wi-Fi player for a very long time. So I'm just like not used to being able to ledge trap, so I don't know how to do it. Okay, so Fox just chose not to do it. Need to keep float fresh. I had like a weird cramp in my foot right now. I don't know what's going on. Is this even on screen? I hope it is. That'd be really funny. Yeah, it is. Okay. We're fine. We're fine. I'm worrying for no reason. Okay. Back air. I love this setup, by the way. Doing, when you're on the ledge right here, just doing ground float and then falling off. Because look at how close this, like, follows off ledge. Like, let's slow it down. I love this. So you're on ledge, right? Or you're here. Just drifting over and doing this. Look at how close that I cover. That'll hit Falcon. That'll hit everybody. You can even fast follow and be fine. I accidentally got ledge. Like, I can go so far down with that. Okay. That's a lot of reacting that I have to do, and I'm wondering, let's try some Gixel setups. And I get antsy because people just sit here. I don't get how people have such good ledge trapping. This shit seems so hard. Oh, I cannot back it right now. Look at that. Look at, oh my god. I remember I felt so bad because I was at a Corvo local fighting RNM, and Dom comes up to me and he says, "You guys are so nice to each other. You just let each other back on stage." And that really broke my heart. I'm like, it's really hard, man. Not all of us can play Rob and just plays gyro there and then fall asleep for the rest of our ledge trap. Not all of us can be carried. Punished. Should have gone for the edge guard, but I didn't. I say him as if this is a human being, which I know, I guess I should consider a human being. I did the thing again. What's the spacing he's talking about? This spacing. You hit just. In fact, I think it's this ring. You need your back foot on here. No, you need front forward here. Between, you have to have your feet on both of these lines. Yeah, that's what it is. This is the ledge trap position he's talking about. That covers that. I don't know, that seems pretty hard to do consistently. I think this position's great though. I think floating right here, because you can... Rob is so privileged for gyro, keeps the hitbox when he drops, and I wish Turnip could do that. If Turnip could do that, Peach would be so broken. Actually, I don't even know if that's the property. I think if it just had the speed of regular gyro, it would be insane. Okay. Failing. Okay. Dude, comboing Fox. So annoying. What's the combo we can get on Fox? Oh, I haven't set the DI out, don't I? That makes sense. Yeah, that's why that doesn't work on Fox normally. That is not normally. Please check his controller. get there. Won't even give him a chance. That's great. What's that? You gotta do something. And see, the moment I give up, try to hit him for it. See, that's so good! Look what I just did. I killed him for that. And the same thing works with turnip, right? The CPU has never... oh my god, I was about to say the CPU never rolls, and it rolled. So upset. Oh, that gets those people, come on. You didn't hit me, no! There's music on your end, right? That'd be really funny if there wasn't. I could just do this. What about this last shot? That does good. Okay, because I don't hear the music on my end because I don't have the means to have audio be heard by me and also you. I think you need a audio splitter. And I do not have the... I am poor, but like if I really wanted it, I could get it, but it's not huge. So most of the time I just have music playing on my end. I just don't want to, so I'm saying myself. We also... What do I want to do? I think I'll just end. I don't have a whole lot I want to do on stream left, and I kind of want to go up and some water and whatnot. And my foot's also cramping up, which makes it not very fun to be streaming. So, I'm going to end it. For those of you who were here, thank you. Appreciate it. Not sure when I'll be live again. It's partially down to whether or not I can find work. I'm kind of struggling to do that at the moment. And it's whether or not I can have content, mainly. It's really hard for me to find content to do nowadays, because just doing peach practice on stream is boring. People don't like to watch. So I'll figure out something, but I'm gonna stop streaming, so I'll talk to you guys later. Peace out.